So, hi everyone. We are back with another episode of Bank of Creativity, and today's episode is going to be special because this is the first episode that I'll be doing a fashion topic related with someone else, and she's a young business owner, and she's the owner of Girls Religion with a great sense of style. So, without further ado, we have Miss Bianca Dumlao.
Hi, happy to be here.
Um, so Bianca, like I'm really curious, how did your love for fashion start?
Okay, so oh my gosh, nahulog yung light ko. Um, this is the usual story I say talaga every time someone asks me. So ever since I was around 7 years old, the game Y8 was super uso.
Yeah.
So I would always play dress ups wherein you grab yung merong doll sa middle and then you just grab, mix and match clothes and
Mm.
shoes and bags. So yun, my mom also was shopaholic. So I would go to the mall with her and then I would wait. Tapos there was this time na while I was waiting for her to finish shopping, I remember myself sketching my own dream boutique. So yun, and then eventually yung mga days na following, every time there's a career dress up in school, I would always come as a fashion designer talaga. So yun. Yeah, that's how it started.
Super love the Y8. I can totally
Yeah.
relate. Um,
True.
so it's super obvious that you're a fashionista when you were young. When did you have this feeling na, oh, I want to start my own brand?
Okay, so yun nga, like ever since 7 years old basically, but then um when I was in first year high school, I was really urged to start na. So I was trying to look for a mananahe, but then it's really hard because most of them are old. So when you give your design, parang they'll do it based on their own understanding, not on my sketch. So yun, I got stressed out and I started with I remember selling pre-loved clothes first. So that's how I learned how to transact online, and then I joined a bazaar with yung mga vloggers. Dati kasi there's no vloggers pa eh. Uso pa yung vlog. So I was with Ida, sila Ida Anduyan. We were selling clothes sa Tomas Morato. So yun, basically my mom guided me throughout the way, and that's how I learned how to magpatong ng price and also discounts, and yun nga yung online transactions. Yun.
Was creating your brand like part of what you chose to study in college? Like, from those experiences na nagpapatong-patong and like the transactions and the finances and all that stuff. Like, did that have like an influence on what you wanted to pursue in college? Because I heard that you're studying entrepreneur. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah, in the
I'm
show
an
before.
entrepreneur student in UANP. So yeah, it is actually in line with what I want talaga, since it is a major requirement in our course to produce a business upon graduating. And our goal is to start it during our third year and also um until the succeeding years after graduating.
So, so it's related talaga.
Yeah, like especially when it comes to marketing, as in everything from marketing, from the profit, the capital, accounting. Actually, we are learning to to do
Yeah.
that on our own, which is very hard.
But if I
Yeah.
may ask, like, uh, did it ever come in mind for you to study fashion design?
Oh yeah. My dad kasi actually I really wanted to start studying fashion in senior high. But then my dad said, "Are you sure? Like dyan ka talaga mag-focus kasi the typical not boomer naman but the typical parents mindset is like magkakapera ka ba sa fashion ganyan, so he urged me to study business first and then after graduating fashion kasi it makes sense naman. He said na if you focus on studying fashion, paano na if it doesn't work, right? So he said na if you focus on studying business first, if fashion didn't work, you could still, enter on other industries in business. Ayun.
Actually, yeah, I think that's one of the common things I hear from parents. Like,
Yeah, diba?
I'm just lucky that my parents are supportive with me studying an art degree. Kasi
Oh, you're studying fashion.
multimedia arts.
Ah,
But
okay, okay.
like, syempre
Yeah.
dumating rin sa isip ko, like, I want to do something with fashion rin because I'm also interested. But I don't know if I'm up to do the design and the seamings and all that. Sabi ko, parang hindi ako ready
Yeah.
for that. So, parang mas nag-concentrate ako sa media of fashion. And I feel like, yun nga yung pinaka-common kong narinig from other people na
Mm.
some of their parents, they don't allow them to, parang they don't see art or fashion as a career. So,
Mm.
yeah, really, really glad what you did there na you also have plans in pursuing a fashion degree.
Course.
So,
Yeah.
actually, I'm also curious the aesthetic behind girls' religion. Who or what are the brands or fashion designers that influence you to have that particular look?
Actually, I don't know, but it's kind of mixed. If we speak about local inspos, I could think of DL Studios. Have you heard of DL?
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't browsed like yung totoong-totoong.
Mhm. So yun, she inspired me a lot because I think parang she was portraying fashion style like that. And she loves to play with different silhouettes. So yun, she inspired me the most talaga.
How about like other international brands?
For international brands, right now lang actually, I'm inspired with Orson Iris and also Jacques Mousse talaga. Like,
Yeah,
both are my number one idols.
super.
And actually before, when I wasn't familiar with Orson, they were accusing me of copying the
What?
brand.
Really? How? Sige, kwento.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So there was this portion I made, yung mga question answers sa IG story. And then parang may nagsabi, "Are you copying Orson Iris?" Like, huh? Like, no, but I'm flattered that you see a resemblance kasi wow, ano yun,
Ah,
international eh. So, ayun. And then after, dun lang ako naging knowledgeable about the brand really. So after, knowing about that, parang, kasi Lena, the owner's name is Lena kasi. So, yun, I started following her on Instagram. And then what I love about her is she shares the what do you call this? The process talaga, the designing process from sewing, from designing and everything. And I believe that it's really important for us business owners to share the process as well. Since, your customers wants to know how you make these, how you were inspired to design that. And of course, yun nga, yung ethicality right now sa slow fashion business, right? So yun.
actually, I was about to ask that kasi parang umaanggulo na siya sa, ang tawag doon, sustainable fashion. So, what's
Yeah.
your advocacy? What's your verdict or say about slow fashion?
Okay, so actually, right now, a lot of brands are saying slow fashion and stuff, but then they don't really put it out there. I think na, it's a marketing strategy somehow. But for me kasi, I became knowledgeable about it. Yun nga, with DL Studios, parang I was curious kasi they were claiming they are a slow fashion brand. So I searched about it. I watched the documentary about it. And it's really saddening because, H&M is very popular in our country and actually around the world. And also Forever 21. Tapos, I note, parang sa documentary, it was stated there na they don't care about their workers. Tapos kahit the factory that where they do the garments, parang paano ba, like nagka-earthquake and then a lot of people died, but then they did nothing about it. And also they parang pay below the minimum wage and they do child labor.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, the girls' religion concept was more of like, kasi I'm a Christian also. So, it's important for me to make my workers feel as if they are family as well. Like, kasi sometimes, syempre, yung mananahe, parang they need extra money, extra income. Actually, during the pandemic, syempre, di ba? Life is hard. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
hard to earn right now. So, sometimes, merong mga time na, uy, can I advance? Or ganyan-ganyan. So, syempre, hindi ako magiging selfish. I would, parang give them my generosity and also parang make them feel, okay, etong si Bianca, she doesn't treat me as a worker lang, pero she treats me as her, parang relative, yung mga ganong stuff. And so that's, sa ethicality part. And when it comes to the sustainability naman, actually, it's really hard to, um, pursue the slow fashion thing when it comes to the fabric choice. Kasi syempre leather pa lang, ganyan. And parang it's really hard to put it out there. I mean, here in the Philippines, kasi 'di ba wala tayong machine to make fabrics talaga. Mostly, parang we order from China or source it out from DV. So for me, what I do is I don't really produce massive stocks. Like, for example, for one design, I would just produce 4 stocks, ganyan. And if it's on demand, I would just restock para hindi siya nasasayang.
Yeah,
Ayun.
yeah, I get it. Tsaka like something I also learned about slow fashion. Actually, medyo guilty ako kasi I used to shop at H&M, like the fast
Me
fashion. Like,
too.
yeah, right? So parang ngayon na I appreciate more like how things are made, and then like I've been scrolling through Instagram like different brands as well. Tapos mas na-appreciate ko yung parang may individuality and then parang ethically made siya. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really love how you did it with Girls Religion. And I also wanna say parang there are a lot of brands that are emerging right now. So pandemic, parang a lot of people are creating their
I
own
agree.
brands. So
Yeah.
it's getting competitive, and at the same time, I'm not throwing shade naman, but others kasi like I noticed they're more of like a print and yung parang print and
Oh yeah, yung mga leisure wear.
yeah, hindi sila yung parang cut and sew like your brand, which I really appreciate because it has a very unique style, which is also what I'm
Mm.
looking for brands locally. Kasi yun nga, feel ko pare-pareho na lang. No, no offense,
Yun
ha.
nga,
Yeah, feel
actually.
ko pare-pareho na lang. So, yeah, I really
Oh,
appreciate your brand. So,
thank
um,
you. Wait, can I just say, so since we're on the topic na, parang, yeah, I also feel sad because some people, I mean, I know that they're just trying to have a business and earn, but then it's sad lang na magpo-put out sila ng business. Like manggagaya lang.
yeah.
Kasi syempre, yung main person who did that exerted his or her time and effort upon conceptualizing a business. But then if someone's gonna copy it lang, parang it's nonsense, diba? So, I mean, it's really important to have your own unique aspect when it comes to building your own business or
Yeah.
brand.
I
Ayun.
agree with that. Kasi like minsan sabi ko, parang parang this looks like this brand, ah. Parang, is this a new brand or is this a new release?
Yeah.
Minsan nalilito na lang ako, sabi ko, wait, ito ba yung brand nila or ibang brand? So, yeah, like I
Oh, and also, girl,
mm,
yung Shopee reselling, like, why would they make a brand if you could find it in Shopee, diba? Yun.
parang I really love how the business mindset na parang you have to make it very unique and approachable in terms of the platform. So, going back to fast fashion, I feel like do you think people should be more aware and appreciate locally made brands? Because I think a lot of people still opt for the fast fashion because it's cheaper. But yun nga, I understand naman that the pricing of the local brands, they do it because of the craftsmanship, the ethicality. Like what's your message for those people who still don't parang get the real mindset or the real concept of slow fashion?
Okay, so first, to answer your question, I feel like a lot of people are aware now with the difference of slow fashion and fast fashion. But since we are in a democratic country, like most of the people still choose to buy from Shopee, China, ganyan, Shein, and
Yeah.
Zaful, yung mga ganong brands. But then yun nga, it's like they are supporting a brand who doesn't respect their workers and also who doesn't care about the environment. So why would you make someone who does that rich, 'di ba? Like, 'di ba? It doesn't make sense. Wait, what was your second question again? The
Uh,
follow-up question.
the follow-up question is, what's your message for those people who still don't understand the impact of fast fashion in our environment?
Okay. So yun nga, knowing that we are in a third world country, like, it's okay, understand na, I mean, before I also went through that process na, ay, ito mas cheap to, so I would buy this instead of, yung mga dupes from other brands. But then I realized, sabi ko, ako, nagde-design ako ng sarili ko. So, what if someone copied my design and sell it at a cheaper price? Diba I would get hurt? So, yun nga, like, it's really sad na people are so urged to look like she has that item, that designer item, but then it's a dupe lang naman. So it's like really downgrading the designers kasi I know and I'm experiencing it how much effort I put upon, conceptualizing a new design. Because honestly, it's really hard to not copy. Kasi sometimes I'm also urged to, this looks nice, so I want to sell it also. But then I really want to stand on my own feet and also be firm on my belief na I shouldn't do that kasi yun nga, it's really unethical. So, yun nga, okay, going back. um, sorry. Yun nga, I mean, I understand na other people go for the cheaper ones. But then they should think about what's behind that price. 'Di ba? What's behind that value? I mean, I understand that slow fashion brands are expensive. Meron ngang 6,000, 7,000, 'di ba? But it's made with quality, effort, and creativity. It's not just for us to be rich. Eh. Like actually sometimes nga our patong is just less than 50% or not even 100%. But yun nga. So the price of the slow fashion products are made with high values compared to to fast fashion brands who creates their products by copying, by unethical practices, and also, yun nga, they affect the environment so badly. Because I watched this video wherein, yun nga, yung mga unused fabrics, I think they wash it eh. Tapos yung toxins ng fabric goes to a river. And then of course, napupunta siya sa ocean. And it also affects yun nga, yung mga animals sa ocean. Which is really bad because parang I read an article wherein sabi doon, if naubos daw yung animals sa ocean, it would greatly affect the earth. Yun.
Yeah, like I totally agree with you because I also watch and study like online short courses about fashion, and that's one of the most common things that I see. Going back to your creativity mishap, like when it comes to inspiration, like there's a fine line between imitation and
Yeah.
inspiration. Yeah, so I really wanna emphasize like how a young person, like at your age, what's your age again? Sorry. You're gonna
I'm 19.
Oh my god, you're 19. Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, you're just a teen. Okay. Super duper talented.
Ikaw, 20 na, 20
20
plus.
na. 20 lang.
20. Oh, 1 year lang.
Nagulat ako, kala ko like you're older than me or something. But
I
you're
look older though. I get that a lot.
siguro mature vibes lang. Ganon.
Yeah.
I really want to emphasize like at a young age you're super creative, and do you think people should be more knowledgeable in creating a brand? Kasi like going back to what we said na parang pare-pareho na lang, like everyone's just doing it for the sake of it, but they're not putting any effort or creativity in it. How can you tell if you're ready to create something? And how can you tell other people who for sure want to create their own brand? Because I see a lot of fashion enthusiasts here in the Philippines
Yeah.
want to create their own brand. So, what's your advice to them in creating their own brand?
Okay, so actually at first, I was still in high school kasi when I really created Girls Religion. So I still don't know anything really. So when I started it, I actually was just getting inspos from Pinterest. Like it's a typical thing to do. So yun nga, I would just send my seamstress, oh, I want to make this, ganyan, how do we achieve that design? So yun, but then after releasing the first collection, I think na parang it came to my mind, how will I become a designer if I just copy the things I see on Pinterest, 'di ba? So, ayun, I started conceptualizing, making a mood board. And to answer your question, how will they know if they are ready to put up a brand? I feel like um once you thought of something that could fill in the gap of the clothing industry, then that's the time you start typing everything that you're thinking of. Because um, according to my professor, wow, I
Shout
actually
out,
listened.
professor.
Yeah. So yun, according to my professor, it's important to, so yun nga, diba? Actually, we were saying a while ago na other people release brands just for the sake of it. But then if hindi ka nag-fulfill in the gap of what's missing right now on clothing industries, then you're just exactly the same as other brands, diba? So that's my keyword, fill in the gap. So for example, you would analyze, ano ba yung kulang? Or you would, not naman judge, pero I would use the word judge. If you would judge a brand, ano yung hindi pa nila nagagawa? Right? So that's when you know na, oh, this is a nice idea. Like, I would be unique from other clothing brands. Yun.
Yeah, for sure. Because yun nga, like going back to the original point, like people just do it for the sake of it and not looking at the things that they can offer, basically. So
True.
I also have a question. Like, did it ever hinder you na parang, oh no, I didn't study anything related to fashion. Like, hindi
Uh,
ako marunong mag-sketch or hindi ako marunong magtahe. Like, will I get to do this? Like, did it ever occur to you? And if ever, how did you overcome it?
okay, girl, like sobra. Like, I think it was somewhere during the start of the pandemic. I was thinking, sabi ko, hala, how will people appreciate the brand? I mean, how will I call myself a designer if I haven't studied fashion? So I was ranting to my friends that time. I was in a crisis of whether continuing girls' religion or not. And then they told me, huh? Ano ka ba? Like, you call yourself a designer when you come up with something unique and different, diba?
Mm-mm.
So, kasi ako, I know how to sketch naman, thank God. But, ang hindi ko lang alam is the digital sketching talaga, like when you use Adobe, like that. But, yun nga, I know how to sketch. So, they told me, yun nga, I could still be called a designer kasi it doesn't require to have a degree naman on fashion to call yourself a designer. Because, yun nga, like, I think other designers naman didn't study at first Parang when they emerged lang, they had the opportunity to study. So I feel like, okay, why not continue and just conceptualize new designs, diba?
Yeah, that's so true. And I feel like also in the art section, because I'm studying art, like multimedia arts, like sometimes it's really hard to tell, like, okay, am I an artist? Am I a designer? And then at the end of the day, parang I think people should stop thinking na parang they should confine yourself or themselves in a box. Kasi honestly, like looking at you, parang you can be a businesswoman but a designer as well. Like you're a fashion
True.
designer and an entrepreneur. So parang I feel like you shouldn't confine yourself, and you shouldn't let people like define you na parang, oh, fashion designer ba?
Define you.
Yeah, like fashion
Oh,
designer ba siya?
true.
Wala naman siyang inaral na degree or something. I mean,
Hmm.
not gonna lie, it does add, but I feel like people should stop labeling. Like, alam mo yun? Like people
I
should
agree.
stop.
Super.
Yeah. So my next question for you is, let's talk about your exploration of style and like hindi naman what's next. Syempre may pa-sneak peek for girls religion. Pero
Yeah.
parang like how do you think your style has evolved from when you started the brand to now?
Okay, actually, super layo. Like, I remember I started, kasi before Girls Religion was actually a fashion brand. Since I was still looking for a potential production team, to keep the brand alive, parang I am really urged to start Girls Religion eh. So while I was waiting to find a proper seamstress for it, like someone who could make my visions come true to life, ano muna ako, t-shirt printing. That's what I did first. So, yeah, it was, I mean, corny. Kasi I designed the, ano lang eh, through Canva. And then I have it printed to someone who prints shirts. So, yun, it started with that. And then after that, when I was able to find my production team now, I remember releasing the Samantha pants. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the Samantha pants.
Other
It's
stuff.
like, yeah, it's inspired from Bratz. And then another product is the pink suit set. So if you compare it now, I feel like it evolved so much to my own creativity. Because yun nga, I mentioned earlier na I did copy from Pinterest as well before. But then that was before lang. So yeah. So right now, kasi I'm really conceptualizing and trying to play with shapes. So if you'll notice, the pockets has GR
Super
and
na-appreciate ko yung sa leather pattern. Like, it's super
oh yeah, the hand.
yeah.
And also, I have an upcoming pants na I played with the design and with the pocket. So I feel like it's more of me right now, not just copying from Pinterest.
Yeah. So parang your style has evolved, and at the same time, your personal take on your brand also evolved. Actually, it's really nice kasi parang you get to wear who you are, right? Like
Mm.
it's not just the pants that you design. Like it's not just a pant, like it's something that came from you. And then it's going to be a good feeling if you see other people wearing it as well. So um, I have like last few questions na lang. If you
Yeah,
didn't
sure. Go ahead.
build a brand, where do you think you would be right now?
OMG. I actually couldn't imagine, but maybe. Oh nga, no. Maybe I would just, I don't know, shop from the local stores and post it, post an outfit wearing it like that. But I feel like it's forever in my heart to have my own brand. So yun, I can't imagine it talaga.
Oh, so parang girls' religion is like your baby, ganon.
Yeah, and I remember I was able to think of the name when I was in first year high school. I was brainstorming with my friends, ganyan. And actually, to tell you a short story, the meaning of girls' religion, kasi we came up with it. Kasi sabi ko, how can I incorporate the name with this? So sabi ko sa friend ko, while I was speaking with her, sabi ko, kasi fashion is like part of every woman. Like, if you see a girl, they would really pick their outfits every time they go out, ganyan. So it's like a part of us already. I mean, not just us, but men also. But my focus is women. So sabi namin, after a few brainstormings, sabi namin, why not girls' religion? Kasi, di ba, everyone has religion and beliefs. So like, sabi namin, okay, girls' religion sounds nice. But then it's not a cult naman or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yun nga, like your every woman and girls religion, it's a perfect match for the name talaga and the identity of the brand.
Yeah, actually, now that you said that you're Christian, akala ko parang you wanted to incorporate something that's very personal to you.
OMG, no.
But it's super cute. The idea is really cool. Well, I have another question. Like, is there any challenges that you encountered in building a brand and being creative during the pandemic? Because I feel like yun nga, I read from your recent collection na parang you had a hard time um conceptualizing for a collection, but then you made it super abstract. You took inspirations from different things. So how do
Yeah.
you think, like, how did you face that, or what are the challenges that you encountered?
Okay, so it's actually kind of heavy because I was experiencing an extreme burnout. Like, my mind wasn't giving me anything. Parang, I can't think of a new collection na. Kasi yun nga, iniiwasan ko talaga mag-copy from other brands, especially international brands, of course. So, kasi yung Les Maria, that, I believe that's the, ano when a person sees it, ay, girls' religion to. Parang they'll know right away. So, sabi ko, how can I design something na when they see it, ay, girls' religion yan, ganyan. So, that idea really pressured me. Given na iniiwasan ko nga mag-copy, so I can't form something at the moment. So, yun, I stopped thinking, ganyan, and I just relaxed and did some other schoolwork, other stuff. And then I was watching a movie. And then I got inspired by the character. So sabi ko, oh, why not create something out of that character from the movie? So like for example, si Suki from Tokyo Drift. Yun, that's how I did the halter top because her pants was parang pink na leather.
Low
And then
waist.
her car was pink, yeah. So
Super
sabi ko, okay, that's cute. And then actually yung sea clam, at first I had a hard time to conceptualize it because we can't yung fluff niya, we can't achieve it. Parang it turned out to be ruched lang. Parang wavy. But
Mm-mm.
then I thought of putting a foam inside to portray
Lumabas.
the fluffness. Yeah, parang ganon. So yun. I would advise na if you can think of anything as of the moment, don't rush it and wag mo ipilit because you'll feel really tired and exhausted from conceptualizing. And, time will tell naman if you'll get inspired by something. So, yun, it turned out to be okay naman. And, yeah, I actually faced a lot of challenges during the pandemic because nung mga first few months of the pandemic pa lang, so yun nga, we can't go out completely, right? So I couldn't meet up with my seamstress and production team. I can't go to Divisoria to source some fabrics because, it's closed down. So I actually forced to release a collection. Super hard, girl. I regretted it actually. Because I bought the fabric online. Tapos when it came to me, na-stress ako because the fabric was for parang mga bed sheets.
So, parang hindi same ng quality na in-expect mo, basically.
Yeah,
Ah.
hindi. But then it's there na. So sabi ko, oh, I have to do this. So yun. Yeah. Actually, like, sobrang bilang lang yung bumili nun. Like, some of my friends. And then, yun, I just gave it away. But again, business is a trial and error process. Hindi siya smooth sailing. Like, if it's looking good for my viewers, it's actually not because I face a lot of challenges every day actually. Like when we were talking about the competitors a while ago, since a lot are opening their businesses, it's really frustrating for me because yun nga, like, parang mas nagbo-boom nga yung mga nanggagaya, which is really sad, to be honest.
Actually, yeah.
Diba?
Mm.
So, pero yun, it's really important to stand on my own belief as a brand owner and a designer. I wouldn't want to do this naman just to earn. What I want is to um, express my creativity through my brand and also share it with other girls. Because I noticed na Girls Religion became a community, not just a brand, wherein girls would hype each other up, or they would feel confident when they wear my product. And I love it whenever they DM me, oh, I just received the package, ganyan ganyan. They would tell me na it's a nice fit, it makes me more, confident. So
Yes.
yeah, that's my goal for the brand. So it's really nice that I am able to put it out there. And what's sad right now, actually, my problem right now is my growth is so slow. Like, I also compare my brand to other brands. Like, for example, itong brand na to, it just opened last year, but then her followers are much more than mine, which makes me pressured because what am I doing wrong? 'Di ba? So, yun, right now I'm putting up a creative team to help me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you dun sa I think every creative person, like not just designer or parang artist or
Yeah.
fashion, anything related to fashion can relate to the point na parang you get to compare yourself with other creatives or other brands, and then you
Mm.
somehow doubt yourself about it. Kasi honestly, like, ako rin napagdaanan ko rin siya. Parang, hala, like, is there anything gonna happen to whatever I'm putting out there or to the artworks that I post or to anything? So, parang I feel like young people right now should really put in mind na everyone has their own timing and they just have to keep going and keep learning from different people,
Yeah.
which is why I also created this podcast na parang I want to learn from different people, and I just don't want to stop learning. Like I want to know like you,
That's
like
nice.
yeah, like you're a young person, and I feel like if people hear this and if ever they're in the interest of creating their own brand, parang she can look up to you and be like, "Oh, she also went through this, so it's normal for me to feel like this."
Yeah,
Kasi I
it's
feel
really
like,
normal.
'di ba, parang people are romanticizing or parang normalizing na parang, like the first thing you should put out dapat boom agad, or parang the first thing that you should.
Yeah, true.
So, yun, I really appreciate that you shared your story today. So, my last question, or parang like final hot seat question, in one word, describe your state of creativity.
OMG, what do you mean state?
Parang, how's your creativity doing right now? Is it doing good? Is it doing not so good? Or parang is it fluctuating or something?
Okay, on one word. Like one word lang? Can it be two?
Sige, phrase. Sige.
Okay, yeah, phrase. It's on fire. Yeah,
Go.
I'm claiming it because I actually am designing a holiday collection right now. And after that, I also planned and conceptualizing another collection. So I feel like it's going okay for me right now. Because before kasi I would design a collection parang 1 month away from the release date, which makes me so stressed out. So yon, I feel like it's on fire since I have a lot in line right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people should watch out to whoever's listening to this. Yun. So, thank you so much, Bianca, for sharing your story and your personal sentiments on fashion and building a brand. This is where the podcast ends. Outro. I hope you enjoy this episode, and I'll see you in my next one.